Good morning, folks. Today's Friday, the 28th of December. Welcome to Wake Up. I'm Randy Ness, your host, of course. And this morning, we've got all sorts of things happening for you. Sharon Sherrill is going to be here, and we'll be at the Animal Control Center there in Joliet, visit and see Scrappy, new dog there. And, of course, Bruce Ogren will be in with sports. We will have some cartoons for you this morning, so stay tuned this morning. First, weather-wise, you don't have to worry about it too much because you probably are not going to school or work today. Being pretty much in between the holidays. Actually, New Year's coming up on Monday evening, and we've already had Christmas time. But today, anyway, in weather, we have in the forecast windy and warm. If you've stuck anything out the door or window this morning, you know that it's quite a bit warmer than we are usually experiencing in this time of year. The high should reach into the 60s or so today. In fact, got my car started today, so that was good news, being warm. Got a interesting thing about temperature today, too. We got up to 61 degrees at 3:30 this morning already. Kind of odd, but anyway, it did. 61, then that was a new record for the state. The old record high for December 28th was 60 degrees, set in 1889, so before I got my new car. But anyway, tonight, you can look forward to windy and mild. We should get down into the low 50s, but I guess don't let the warm weather kind of throw you off, because on Saturday it says windy and turning much colder. We'll have a 50% chance of some rain or mixed rain and snow, and it'll be down in the 50s or so early. Then rapidly falling temperatures, so it will get quite a bit colder tomorrow. So be prepared for that, I guess. Today, sweater is fine. If you go out, take a light coat, you'll probably need that. You might want to take along those boots, because it is kind of muddy and whatever else outside anyway. And the phone's ringing, but don't worry about it. We have coming up, as I told you today, the Joliet Animal Control Center. Scrappy is going to be with us. We've also got birthdays for today, the 28th. We got a couple local ones. Barb Vincent of Joliet. Happy birthday to you, Barb, and also a happy birthday to Fred Barton, who is 8 years old today. And in the almanac, what happened on this date, we'll look at the birthdays first. Actress Marlene Dietrich, 80 years old today. If you know her, don't you, Bruce?
We've met once.
Okay. Actress Tova Felcham is 32 years old today, and Woodrow Wilson was born also on this date. In history, now this is a good one for those of you who are interested in Carrie Nation. Militant prohibitionist Carrie Nation in 1900, on this date, carried out her first public smashing of a bar, shouting "Peace on Earth" and "Goodwill to Men." She had the holiday spirit, of course. 1904, the play Peter Pan was done by Sir James M. Barrie. It opened at London's Duke of York Theatre. In 1927, the musical Showboat premiered. That was also in New York on this date. And in 1968, something you might remember a little bit better, Apollo 8 and its 3 astronauts made a safe landing and splashdown. That was in the Pacific Ocean. Also Wright Brothers Day today. Don't want to let you forget that. So if you're doing any flying, you can say thanks to the Wright Brothers today. Got a good one for you, Bruce, today, if I can find it. On this date, basketball coach Ray Meyer, this was a few years ago, I don't know how many, but anyway, Ray Meyer made a famous quote. It was, "Keep the street shoes off the gym floor."
You know why, don't you?
Why?
I'll tell you in just a minute, because that, well,
Okay.
we'll get to that in just a minute, but we have lots of sports tonight.
We do. Okay, let's take a look at what we've got for.
You mentioned the kids being on vacation, and they were on vacation out at Lamont High School.
Okay.
And they all went to the Lamont, well, not all of them, but a good number of them went to the Lamont Christmas Classic last night. We'll have that for you in just a minute. Also, you mentioned Ray Meyer and the Demons. Well, he's no longer coach, but the Blue Demons did win last night.
All right.
And we'll have that. And good news for the Bears as they get ready for their matchup with the Redskins. So why don't we take a look at some highlights. The Lamont Christmas Classic, as we mentioned, lived up to its billing last night with a A couple fine matches and some great individual performances. The Romeoville Spartans, they were the #1 seed and they played real well. They breezed past Glenbard West, 82-50. Lamont, they lost a disappointing 58-47 decision to Driscoll. The Spartans really put the game away before the fans even had a chance to get situated. They blasted out to a 16-2 lead in the first 10 minutes. So let's take a look at those highlights. Sean Vandiver had a good day. He had 23 points. He got fouled right there and got the bucket. Vandiver scored 23. He grabbed 13 rebounds. He put the Spartans up. We know what that girl got for Christmas. Santa was good to her. Santa was also good to Dwayne Manley. He had 23 points, popping on the jumper right there. Manley is also Johnny on the spot on defense. He forced one of 23 turnovers for Glenbard, and he converts on the other end. Let's go inside now to Antoine Williams. He had 13 points. Romeoville wins big, 82-50. Now, Lamont did not look too good last night. They looked kind of flat. Here's Nick Alleman. He usually hits that shot, but he didn't do it last night, and they just didn't look good. This three-point play coming up right here puts Driscoll up 21-18. Alleman does get a shot back. This one pulls Lamont within 2. Dave Smith hits the turnaround, and we're tied at 25. Now watch this play coming up. Tony Nozos with a nice pass. Nozos finds his man right there. Lamont loses 58-47. Now let's move up to college play. As we mentioned, the DePaul Blue Demons appear to be back in top 4, and they clobbered Creighton last night by a score of 87-58. The Bulls beat Cleveland 112-108 behind another great performance by you-know-who, Michael Jordan. He scored 45 points last night. And finally, as we mentioned, the Chicago Bears are getting ready for their Sunday showdown with the Washington Redskins, Randy, and they got a big boost because Mike Singletary was named the UPI Defensive NFC Player of the Year, and that means that they're going to be all pumped up going into that ball game, and I look for the Bears to beat Washington. And as for your Ray Meyer quote, for the reason to not wear black leather shoes or hard shoes on a basketball court is because it makes a mess. That's
okay. I'm glad you had that.
Ray had some great quotes in his time, but unfortunately that was not one of them.
Okay. Well, anyway, I was looking for some sports trivia. That's what I should have had dug up for you. But I have some trivia question for you. Let's see if you can answer this one this morning. Now, don't look.
Okay.
Okay. Don't read my notes here. Who was the only person you saw the Green Hornet, didn't you?
Yes.
Way back.
Right.
What was the early '60s? Yeah.
Right.
On TV. Who was the only person who knew the Green Hornet's identity?
His mother.
No.
No,
remember his faithful companion?
Was it Cato?
Cato.
Cato.
Okay, you remember, and he did the kung fu or whatever it was.
What was his identity?
Type of thing. But his identity was.
He wasn't Ray Meyer, was he?
No, he wasn't Ray Meyer. Don't put me on the spot because I can't remember exactly his identity. And don't call in. We'll figure it out before the show's over. Anyway, Popeye is coming up, and also don't forget Sharon Cheryl will be here with the Joliet Animal Control Center. Today, windy and warm again. The high should reach into the 60s or so tonight. Windy and mild. We'll see lows down in the 50s or so, and then tomorrow, of course, as we said, it'll be getting colder. It is now, well, about 9 minutes past, 8.5, 9 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. We'll be back after this.
Now Holiday Inn is a better place to be.
Sunday brunch, Holiday Inn's is loaded with taste-tempting delights. Choose from the many entrees available in the Plank Road restaurant.
This month's special features a giant 1-pound T-bone steak with all the trimmings for only $10.95.
Convention, meeting, banquet, or reception, that's our specialty. There's always a dedication to detail at the Holiday Inn, Joliet.
You know, Phyllis, back in the days when Grandma was a kid, they had that favorite store where everyone went for groceries and their favorite snacks. J&B Food Mart is just that kind of store. Besides groceries, newspapers, hair, and healthcare products, they have Instant Lotto. J&B also has hot and cold deli sandwiches for your dad's lunch. And every day they have fresh coffee and the best donuts and rolls.
We love J&B Food Mart.
Good morning. It's a Friday, the 28th of December, and now 10.5 minutes past 7 o'clock today. If you're venturing out of the house, windy and warm. The high should reach about 60 degrees or so. Tonight, windy and mild with our low in the 50s. 16.5 minutes past 7 o'clock. Good morning to you. This is Wake Up, and glad to have you along this morning. If it's your birthday, happy birthday today. And we have, of course, this morning, letters and pictures coming up, so stay tuned for that.
The Rax Potato Patch has a brand new taste.
A taste of pizza that will open your eyes.
The Rax Pizza Potato.
What a surprise!
We take a fluffy Idaho baker, add zesty pizza sauce,
Pizza potato.
sauteed mushrooms, onions, peppers.
Pizza potato.
Now say cheese.
Lots of mozzarella.
And pepperoni.
Rax pizza potato. It keeps you smiling. I'd rather Rax. Wouldn't you?
Old Man Winter here, just trying to keep warm. And I stay warm by going to Aquarians there in Jefferson Square Mall. What's that you say? A scuba shop? Why, scuba isn't the only thing that they sell. They handle a complete line of down coats, hats, and bibs, as well as sweaters, woolens, vests, and leg warmers. For real winter comfort, stop into Aquarians. The Aquarians in Jefferson Square Mall.
And it is 18 minutes past 7 o'clock this morning. If you're going out, windy and warm, the high should reach around 60 degrees or so tonight. It'll be windy and mild again with our low in the 50s or so. And as we've been saying, don't be fooled by the warm weather we're having now, because I guess winter's coming back. It says here on Saturday, which is tomorrow, when you're on vacation, if you're working right now, we should see about a 50% chance of rain or mixed rain and snow, and it'll be turning much colder. We should see lows getting down into the 30s or so, so something we should be having, I guess. But anyway, this morning we have a lot of pictures and also letters and jokes to show to you. This morning we've got one from Johnny, who is age 6. He's from Romeoville. This is Johnny's helicopter, I guess. You like
nice.
That one? Okay, thank you, Sue. Sue likes that one, so we're going to save that for her. We'll frame it, and Sue, you can take that home with you, okay?
Thanks.
Chris is 10, and I guess Lori helped out on this one, too. She is 6 years old. We got the Christmas tree. I suppose we know what either one of them got for Christmas here, the bicycle, okay? And I want to thank them for sending that one in. We got one from Sally, who is 5 years old, and she is from Joliet. Got a dog for Christmas, and the name... No, it's not Rat, it's Tar, okay? It's a good one. She's 5 years old. Jason, 2.5, sent us this one in this morning.
Is that Jason's mom and dad?
I don't know who it is. It's somebody in Jason's family, but anyway. Got some jokes for you this morning, too, that some of the kids sent in. If you have one, be sure and send it in to us, of course, at... Joyce Cable, Wake Up Show, Randy Ness, care of me, and we'll get it on for you. 1304 Marquette Drive, Romeoville, Illinois. What did the musician do when someone put his trumpet in the freezer?
I don't know. What do you do?
He played it cool, okay? Never mind.
Okay.
Kyle is 7 years old. He's from Joliet. He sent that one in to us this morning. What happens when an owl has laryngitis?
I don't know. What happens?
He doesn't give a hoot. Okay, that's that's from Romeoville, and Jane sent that in to us. She is.
Comedians in the making out there.
I guess so. I guess so. Jane is 5 years old. She's from Romeoville. She sent that in to us. Thanks for the owl joke. This one's from Bobby in Frankfurt. He is 6 years old. Watches Wake Up every morning, and we're glad to hear that. We'll read his joke. If two's company and three's a crowd, what are 4 and 5?
I don't know what.
This is a hard one. 9. Okay. For those of you who have been past the first grade, you probably know that one. Where was the Declaration of Independence signed?
Philadelphia, wasn't it?
Michelle from Bolingbrook asked this, and no, it isn't Philadelphia. It is at the bottom. So those are our jokes for today. Good ones, too. Be sure and send them in to us if you have some this morning. We've got Sharon Sherrill coming up. She's from the Joliet Animal Control Center, and we're going to meet Scrappy and also some other pets for you this morning, and she'll be on the show tomorrow. Be sure and tune in. We'll have an art project for you. We also have Beverly Jenkins coming in. She's an aerobics person from the Joliet Fitness Center. So I hope you'll tune in tomorrow morning as well. We right now have 21...
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Monday morning then.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we got a little mixed up.
I don't work weekends.
I know you don't, Sue. You don't want to come in anytime you don't have to. 21 and a half minutes past 7 o'clock. No, I'm just kidding. And today, windy and warm with a high of 60 degrees. We'll be back at the Animal Control Center in Joliet with Sharon Shell. Crow's Nest in Crest Hill, where all the stars are. Large selection, records and tapes, and reasonable prices go together at Crow's Nest. Get into a Crow's Nest t-shirt or jacket. They come in different styles and sizes. Or buy your favorite rock group's emblems on great-looking t-shirts. For the best deals, make it Crow's Nest, records, tapes, and video.
The Twin Oaks Mall in Joliet has everything you're looking for and more. We have a variety of shops to cover your variety of needs. We're easy to get to, and we have plenty of parking with convenient exits. Twin Oaks Mall, where we strive for customer satisfaction. Here are just 2 fine stores you should visit at the Twin Oaks Mall. At Twin Oaks Cleaners, we treat your clothes as if they were our own. We're offering a 50% discount on all clothes dry cleaned on the premises, 25% off draperies and wedding dresses. We can also give you same-day service if your cleaning is brought in before 10 a.m. Twin Oaks Cleaners, where your satisfaction is our goal. Professional Uniforms has Joliet's largest selection of uniforms for individuals and groups. They specialize in working with groups such as St. Joseph's Medical Center School of Nursing. This year they have a Christmas corner full of handcrafted ornaments, Cabbage Patch doll clothes, and more. Locally owned and operated, Professional Uniforms also offers gift certificates. And remember, gift certificates always fit.
If I could talk to the animals, just imagine it, chatting with a chimp and chimpanzee. Imagine talking to a tiger, chatting with a cheetah. What a neat achievement it would be.
Back on the show with Sharon Sherrill from the Joliet Township Animal Control here in Joliet on McDonough Street, and also Scrappy is with us today. Why don't you tell us about Scrappy?
Okay, Scrappy was picked up as a stray dog. This is our nickname for him. He's a little scrappy little dog. He could get you hopping when we went to pick him up. He's a little nippy on the heels, but we all got attached to him here. We only hold dogs 7 days. He's been here a total of 10. We're really trying to place him. He is approximately 7 to 9 months old. He's a Chihuahua mix. He's the reddish brown with white markings. And we'd prefer that he went to an older couple or older person. I don't think he'd get along with children at all. So if you got grandkids or anything like that, we'd prefer you keep the dog away from any kids, because he can be nippy. But he's proven us to be pretty well housebroken here in the office, and he is definitely a lap dog. He loves the attention, and an older person can give him that attention that he'll need.
He is cute. Now, when you have dogs here at the center, do you usually do that, say that this dog would be good or this pet would be good for a certain type of family, or? Well,
if we think a dog's unsuitable for a person, we'll tell them. And especially with children, if we think a dog's not going to be good with kids, we sure don't want anyone with children to get a dog that's going to be nippy with the kids.
Now, what kind of a dog is Scrappy?
Scrappy's a Chihuahua mix. And he's about 8 pounds, and is about how big he'll get. He's not very big at all. He'd be a really good lap dog for somebody.
I see. Now, when you come to the Animal Control Center here, what do you go through to pick out a pet? You can just go in and look at them all?
Yeah, we invite the public to come in and look at all the dogs and puppies and kittens we have here. We do have adoption fees here. Scrappy would cost someone $63 living in the Joliet area, as that would include the adoption fee, license, rabies shot, and the neutering fee. He would have to be castrated. Under state legislators, we are responsible to make sure all the pets coming from here are spayed or neutered.
Now, if someone got a pet for Christmas or the holidays, what are some tips that we could remember or tell them about?
Well, mostly just to keep them away from large crowds. All the puppies and kittens need their rest, and They should just be brought out for playtime with children and given their complete rest whenever they get tired. And they get wore out pretty fast when they're young. So we just like for New Year's Eve and that, keep them away from the crowds. They can get stepped on and get hurt pretty bad. So.
Okay. Now today is really no example, but wintertime is a time we should be thinking about our pets too. What are some ideas that we should be remembering for wintertime?
Okay, most pets are either indoors or they're outdoors. If a pet has been indoors all year, you don't want to kick them out now. With the mud and that, a lot of people just don't want the mess in the house. And they decide, well, it's a good time for the dog to go out. Well, a dog has to be conditioned to winterize outside, and the summer, the fall, and moving into winter, they get the thicker coat and that they need to help sustain the winter colds. So if you have an inside dog and you do walk him like you should, and they get salt on their feet from the roads or anything, you want to make sure that that's rinsed off their feet. Just dip them in a little water solution, and salts can be very irritable to the dog's feet. And for dogs outside, they can handle the cold, most cold weather. And a good draft-free dog house, just filled up with straw. Don't recommend blankets as they get wet and they just don't dry out, and ice forms on them, and it's not a good idea to use blankets or rugs or anything like that. Good old straw is the best method to keep a dog nice and toasty warm in the winter.
Okay. All right, thanks a lot, Sharon, for being on this week, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next week and another pet.
Okay, well, thanks for coming out.
He's a cute dog. And it was kind of a cute dog, don't you think?
If I didn't have one of my own, Scrappy would be coming home with me.
Scrappy would be, okay. It is 29 minutes past 7 o'clock, and we're about out of time for Wake Up this morning. We've got windy and warm conditions outside with a high of 60 degrees if you're venturing outdoors tonight. Windy and mild with our low in the 50s. And on Saturday, are you shooting anything Saturday? Or
We'll be indoors for the Lamont wind-up of the tournament, so we don't have to worry about snow.
Good, because we might have some rain and snow mixed, and it might be slippery. So be careful driving, if nothing else. We'll reach down into the 30s or so on Saturday. It'll be windy again and turning much colder, as we have said. Also on Monday at 7 a.m. on Wake Up, we'll have Daffy Duck for you. An art project on Monday, Bruce, again with sports over the weekend, and you said we've got some?
We've got the Bears, of course, with their game against Washington, and we've got the wind-up of the Christmas Classic.
Good. All right, we'll have all that for you on Monday, along with trivia questions and more of our letters and pictures and birthdays, and Bruce is going to take some of our
That's Cyndi
pictures
Lauper.
home. That's Cyndi Lauper.
That's
okay. Thanks for joining us this morning.